What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shepherd channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. You become a prize whenever great content is going live here at the Odd Shepherd channel. Looking at the board right now, things are going all right. We ended up hitting that over of CJ McCollum right off the bat here. Zach LaVine struggling a little bit here right now, but such is life. Other things coming up a little bit later here. Milwaukee clinging to a close one in the fourth quarter going up against the Knicks, but Orlando coming up in the late night hammer. They're going to be in the late night hammer tomorrow too, so that game hasn't even started my time yet. Going to be paying careful attention to that one. I'll break down a couple of things in that last game of the night, but we have the premium Discord. You can sign up for that below. You can bet $5, win $200 in free bets. You sign up for that below. You can also just find all of these great things in the video description box below. Check out all of those links. Find a couple, you take advantage of all the great offerings we have. I actually have a bet for you over on DraftKings right now as well. We'll get to that one in a little bit, but bet $5, win $200 of anything you possibly want over there right now. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. Just like the 7-gamer, we got a lot of picks to get to. Let's get to it. Our first game of the night pits the Bojan Bogdanoviches against the Philadelphia 76ers. And I say that a bit in jest at this point, as Bucks have massively moved his points prop in recent weeks, and we've been pumping the brakes with a few toe dips into the shallow end of the pool from time to time. But there's a gigantic piece of news lingering in this one. Joel Embiid upgraded to questionable for Tuesday's tilt from the clouds. Not something I had on my radar, as I'm pretty sure Doc Rivers said he'd be out for longer. But Doc Rivers is a noted damn dirty liar when it comes to just about everything, so there's that. Anyways, we're staring down an opening 10-point spread on DraftKings, and very unlikely it drops inside of that. Definitely not if Joel Embiid is in, so I'm apt to take a shot on the Sixers at this number. Haven't done it yet. We'll see if it ends up making the card, but weirdly enough, Killian Hayes, points plus rebounds plus assists, grades out phenomenally well for me here. Now, we haven't talked about him once on this program. The starting point guard for the Pistons has been playing gigantic minutes of late. 39, 35, 36, 34. That's 4 of his past 5 outings. Even in games that have gotten a little wonky at times, he plays a lot more than you'd think. He's cutting into the usage of Ivy, which has hurt us. Bojan, which has hurt us even more. And at 25.5 with some massive double-digit assist totals and points of lately, you're invested in the entire portfolio when you do the points plus rebounds plus assists. It's something I've done more often over the past month or so, and with decent success with other players, so I'm happy to add him to the card right away. The night before, Killian Hayes over 25 points plus, 25.5, PRA. That is Killian Hayes. The Heat are up next, hosting the Thunder, and the Heat have to be the most frustrating team in the history of basketball to be above 500 at this point in the season. That might be a little bit of hyperbole, but not really. They lose games they shouldn't. They win games they shouldn't. And advanced analytics are not on their side either. In fact, this is wild to me. The Thunder, their opposition, are 19th in adjusted net rating, while the Heat are 20th. Yes, the Heat are technically worse on a neutral floor against neutral opposition than the freaking Oklahoma City Thunder. It's pretty absurd, if you ask me, but such is life. OKC, they pace up games, playing to the strengths of their star, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And imagining this team next year with a healthy Chet Holmgren, hopefully, and another stud or two from the draft, because they have a million picks over the next few years, they could be so damn much fun coming up. As for Tuesday, though, they're not so much fun. I mean, how many times have random players of theirs randomly hit the injury report seemingly out of randomly nowhere? Answer, a lot. So no way I can bet a side here, but if I do, I'd slightly lean the Heat side of it just because of what I just said. But the total of 224.5, that is crazy low to me. I repeat, the Thunder are 3rd in pace in the entire NBA this season. And yes, the Heat are 28th, which is nuts, but I expect so much positive regression from their current position at 25th in adjusted offensive rating that I'm about 4 points higher on this total than it's currently listed. In fact, I like it so much that I'm locking it in. Yes, if you're joining the program for the first time, I lock in my favorite plays of the day. Usually that's a little bit more than a unit. In this case, it's more than a unit. Let's fire it up. Over of 224.5. Cheer for offense in South Beach tomorrow night. Salsa dancing. Interesting spot up next. The Hornets facing the Raptors north of the border. And the Hornets go from blowing out the Bucks on Friday night to losing a weird one in Indy on Sunday. I mean, I suppose foul trouble for LaMelo Ball was the primary factor for that Sunday loss, but boy, the Milwaukee beatdown has me a little gun-shy here. Well, kind of gun-shy. We'll talk about it here. We've got Kelly Oubre continuing to be out. Gordon Hayward, doubtful. Wing play could be a bit of an issue here for them. And maybe I'm stuck a little bit on recency bias because of that Milwaukee game, but because the Hornets offensively have a tandem of shooters in Ball and Rozier that can randomly pop up against anyone, whatever. But that Oubre and Gordon thing is pretty important because you know where the Raptors excel. It'd be weird if I didn't say the wings. Yes, wing play, Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent, even Siakam at center can step out and do some damage at the 4 when need be. They are loaded in that regard. And I'm not sure Ball and Rozier can do enough to help them barring some miraculous shooting performance. But my model is surprisingly almost exactly on this 7.5 point spread, 7.6 to be exact. And I trust it more than my own personal biases, like, watching that Friday night game. So that's actually a stay away for me. What isn't a stay away, however, is the over of 10.5 rebounds for Mason Plumlee. It's actually plus money right now. And I know you're probably saying this in your head right now. That's a ton of rebounds for freaking Mason Plumlee, and I don't want to bet Mason Plumlee. Well, sometimes I don't either, but hear me out. He's played at least 30 minutes in 4 of his past 5. Some of those have been wonky blowouts, so that's good to see. He's had 10 or more rebounds in 6 of his past 7, which I don't personally care about as much as the playing time combined with his rebounding rate, but it carries some sort of weight to know it's there. And with Hayward out, there's a chance he gets an ever so slight, just a minute or 2 extra uptick in minutes there, even though it's not direct positional correlation. So I'm pretty encouraged by the plus money you're getting with him, but get me the over. Yeah, give me the over here. Mason Plumlee over 10.5 rebounds. Didn't expect to say that when I woke up this morning, but you bet good bets, and this is a good bet. We're going to do a little preview of the next game for you. Cleveland, minus 3.5 right now over at DraftKings. Take advantage in the video description box below. If you haven't signed up for DraftKings yet, congratulations. This is the best deal you could possibly run into. You bet $5, yes, just $5 on the Cleveland minus 3.5, and you're going to get $200 regardless of what happens to that bet. Yeah, you heard me. Regardless of what happens to the bet, you're going to get $200 in free play over at DraftKings. Pretty incredible deal that they have going right now. So, again, giving you a good bet. Put $5 on that. You get the winnings of it if it wins, and even if it doesn't, $200 in free bets. Pretty awesome stuff. So take advantage of that at DraftKings right now, and let's get back to the picks. I know it's a little bit of a preview, but you know what? Cleveland, Utah. Let's break it down anyway, shall we? 3.5 point spread over at DraftKings.com. We've got minus 155, and I do expect, well, I know that there are a couple of minus 3s that exist out in the world, but regardless, I would be in on this 3.5 number as well, and here's why. Cleveland, with a healthy Donovan Mitchell back in the fray here. You get both of these twin towers, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and we have seen Utah just get eviscerated on the interior here pretty much this entire season, and it's starting to become a little bit of a problem for them. You get this tandem along with Donovan Mitchell, weaker backcourt defense there, 100-year-old Mike Conley. You get Jordan Clarkson out there for a bunch of minutes. Lots of opportunity for things to go wrong for Utah against a very, very stellar basketball team that we're looking at from the Cleveland side. In fact, Cleveland, highest in my personal model right now. They're actually above Boston and Memphis. They're third in adjusted net rating, according to Dunks and Threes right now. Everything stands out for them. And just opponent shooting efficiency at the rim, they're top 10. They're 5th in terms of preventing the mid-range. They do give up a lot of threes, 28th in an expected 3-point percentage. So that's a problem, something that Cleveland needs to shore up. But it's pretty obvious that that's how you're going to take advantage of a lot of things on the perimeter for them. I do think Lauri Markkanen is going to take this Utah team wherever they decide to go, which I still don't think is very far. They've been a Cinderella team here for quite a while, but they're running into some skids here of late. And part of it is just playing stronger competition for the first time in a long time as well. So I am here on the side firmly of Cleveland, minus 3.5, minus 3. Either one of those numbers sound great to me. Fire them up for a like. No line out here in this one. That's why it says NA on the side of your screen. No props out here yet either, but let's break it down anyways. It's the Suns visiting the Warriors, and oh my goodness, I've never seen a team duck another team quite like what we could be seeing in this spot. Check it out. Devin Booker out, Chris Paul out, Cameron Johnson out, Cameron Payne out, Jay Crowder, well, he's not even with the basketball team. That's a problem. Landry Shamet questionable, DeAndre Ayton questionable, Torrey Craig questionable. You could be looking at absolutely nobody's in a double-digit spread very, very easily here going into this one. And Golden State, Andrew Wiggins back in the fray. Steph Curry upgraded to questionable for the first time period. Klay Thompson sitting here probable. They could have their entire starting five back from last year's NBA Finals along. It's just ridiculous what they have at the helm here for Golden State. Phoenix, they're just ducking them. That's what it is. I would be shocked if DeAndre Ayton played basketball here without any of those other pieces. Maybe they say, hey, go try to win us a basketball game. But do you really want to be a part of Steph Curry's coming back party? I don't think you do. I really don't think you do. This could be a ridiculous line. I think anything inside of 13, I might be firing up on the Golden State side. I am that convinced that Phoenix, having to rely on Dwayne Washington and Mikal Bridges and possibly Landry Shamet if he's good to go in this one, Damian Lee. This is problematic, guys. This could be one of the more lopsided spreads, something that closes in that 13 range we saw for Denver and LA today. So be on the lookout. Pretty wild spread that could be incoming in this one. And I am going to definitely be leaning on the Golden State side. I have it listed as Golden State money line right now, but again, much more inclined to be betting the spread. Just need to see the number before I bet it. I feel like Orlando has played 100 days in a row, but maybe that's just me. But they're facing the Blazers in Portland on Tuesday, and Bol finally set to rejoin the team off of health and safety protocols. We'll see if anybody on the second leg of this back-to-back sits out in this spot. They haven't even tipped off yet as of recording this, as of saying these words right now. So be on the lookout. Maybe Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., who's been back in the fray recently, Markelle Fultz with a injury-riddled history. Lots of ways that this could get wonky, but assuming full strength and getting Bol back, I do look at backing them again here, and here's why. Portland, yeah, they're healthy again for the first time in a long time. Nurkic upgraded to probable for this one. Lots of pieces that are very interesting there, but I actually have Orlando with a healthy Markelle Fultz graded out a lot higher. But Paolo Banchero, been a different player over the last month for anybody who's watched any Orlando basketball, and I'm getting 7.5 in this spot. Hard not to be looking that direction. I actually, with that number out right now, like it. Anticipatory bet with the event that you get everybody back in the fray. Now, if something were to happen during the Sacramento game, somebody gets dinged up, I will obviously be alerting you guys. I fired a couple of alerts into the comment section yesterday. I will do the same thing today, try to help you guys out and give you all of the updated information if there's anything that's different. But right now, I like plus 7.5 on the Orlando side. I have this more in the 5.5 range. Pretty much everything that you're seeing from Portland is exciting. Like they have Jeremy Grant back, Nurkic healthy, and then obviously your Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons in the backcourt. But Markelle Fultz, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr., lots of pieces on the Orlando side that intrigue me. Getting almost 10 here, 7.5. If this number moves up even further north, might have to play it again. And our last game of the night, pretty unappealing as of right now because no line, no props out. I think you know by now, Luka Doncic, somebody that I have been betting a lot in the points plus rebounds plus assists department. That's because he does a lot of really good things in the points plus rebounds plus assists department. He did get Sunday off. He has an ankle issue and he is questionable entering this one, but I fully expect him to be playing basketball here. If the line opens somewhere, in the -3, -4 area for them, I might have to put a play on it. And here's why. Paul George out. Yeah, Paul George already going to be out for this basketball game. Got early news from the Clippers, which almost never, ever happens. They are healthy besides it, and I thought pretty long and hard about what I would do in this spot. And I do think as long as everybody else, I'm waiting for the injury report, as long as everybody else is healthy, getting back into the fray of this one, I'm going to be playing the Clippers money line. Now, it's only a lean. I said -3, -4. We'll see. I have to see where that number on that spread opens up at. I think this one opens probably in the -5, -6 range, and anticipating something like that on the Dallas side, I think puts into play the money line on the Clippers side, which sounds a little strange when I put it that way, but I think you could be getting a home dog in terms of the Clippers here in this spot. Now, again, my model has it graded out that way where I want to be probably invested in that kind of a side, but A lot of news, a lot of things that are still going to break here in this one. Nothing really from the Dallas side. You're going to have Dorian Finney-Smith out, Maxi Kleber out, Josh Green out. They don't really matter. Luka Doncic, confirmed matters. It would be a double-digit spread. The other side, probably on the Clippers side, probably -8, -9 in the event that there's no Luka. But Luka moves all of these lines more than just about any player in the NBA. It's him, it's Jokic, and it's Giannis. They're kind of in their own stratosphere. I think you know that by now. But looking at the Clippers money line side, assuming Luka Doncic in, and assuming the Dallas Mavericks are favored. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays on Tuesday's slate. Monday, it's been a little bit up and down. We're going to go watch a little basketball here for the nightcap. Orlando and Sacramento. Looking forward to that. Certainly better than the Horned Frogs on this Monday night. Good Lord Almighty. But hey, unlike that, I can guarantee you guys a win. Bet $5, $200 in free bets coming your way on DraftKings. I like that Cleveland -3.5. I think that's a decent number if you want to get some exposure. So take advantage of that. Per usual, I'll be back on Wednesday. Looking forward to it. And until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Tuesday.